can't be free. Everybody wanna judge, say I'm a thug, I'm a player, I'm a simple, why I can't be me? When I walk up in the store, all the Karens get to staring at me. Put my heart in my music, it's still on my sleeve. Everybody been portrayed.
So fam, what's the word? It's your boy Trey Montana, man. It's the first episode of the channel. Feeling super excited. First off, I want to thank everybody that tunes in, you feel me? Basically what the channel about, quick little breakdown. I consider myself a life coach, you feel me? My whole life, you know, my peers have, told me that, I always been, a little wise beyond my years, not to toot my own horn a little bit, but I always been a little wise beyond my years. And especially since I went down the spiritual path, I've been trying to specialize on how to control the mind and, the emotional attachments till we get to our, to maybe our hobbies, to our habits, and, societal, pressures and, and just keeping up with the Joneses, type of shit like that. I try to, help people detach from those type of emotional attachments, if you get what I'm saying, to help them with their progression as a person, you feel me? And yeah, enough of that. Quick little rundown of what we're gonna do today. Today we tackling the topic of what my generation likes to call thugging it out. And for those of you who don't know what that means, thugging it out is basically staying up during hard times, basically not letting hard times keep you down, not letting the trials and tribulations drown you, staying above water. But from my observations, what I have noticed though, most of the people who claim they thugging it out, they're not really doing that. They're actually running away from their demons. These people are scared to face their traumas. They're might be too macho to even let out any real emotion, even talk about it with someone. These people are actually subconsciously very terrified of facing their own self, but they claim that they thugging it out. And I'm not coming from a place of judgment, because I could be in this same position myself sometimes. Sometimes I can definitely say that I suffer through these same problems sometimes. So I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I still battle depression to a small degree. I still have certain demons that I'm still transmuting energy from today, that I'm trying to get out of my mind. So I don't want y'all to ever think that I'm coming from a place of, hierarchy, like I'm looking down on anyone. But we all in this shit together, you feel me? We all trying to grow together, and I have my certain methods, that's been helping me with, with my own little self-growth. So I figured, why not, share my methods with everybody, and hopefully it can help someone, even if it's just one person. If I can help anybody, that'll really be a blessing, So basically, to the topic, people claim they thugging it out, but what they're doing is they're actually just putting all of their, negative experiences, traumas, they basically just putting all of these things in the back of their head and trying to avoid even having to address some of these demons, as I like to call them, And to me, that's never gonna be a healthy way of getting through, the shit that might be causing your triggers. You actually have to, not, and I hope I don't sound corny, but you actually have to face these damn demons, like you actually have to transmute some of this energy that you've been taking in your whole life. Because, okay, we all know that, energy can't be destroyed. Well, at least that's what they say. I don't know if it can't be destroyed at all, but I know for a fact, we all know it's hard as fuck to destroy it, especially the energy that's flowing through our body. You feel me? They don't teach us in school the importance of transmuting the energy that flows through our body on an everyday basis. Especially if you're coming from the bottom like me, everyday life is a struggle. Everyday life, we going through different type of stresses, working to live, along with, my relationship problems, everyday problems and shit like that, that constantly we it's like a battle. We constantly dealing with these ups and downs and everything, just putting shit in the back of our head, just going through life trying to be, Mr. and Mrs. Machos and shit, when in reality, subconsciously, we getting beat the fuck up. And you can see it in our triggers. A lot of us got attitude problems. A lot of us struggle with depression. A lot of us are lazy minded. A lot of us, lack self-accountability, and that's all because we don't do what I like to call shadow work. You know, we don't go within our internal realm and face those demons within us that's causing the you know, causing it to come out. You know, these hold on, this air freshener getting in the camera and shit. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, we don't you know, do the we don't actually face the shit that you know, actually go inside ourselves, actually recollect on the past and think about our childhood, the way we was brought up, the things that we might be going through today, and just sit there and just have that time to ourselves. Because if you think about it, the whole day, most of the day of our days goes to, you know, dumb shit. You know, we might be working for somebody else, helping their dream get better. Come back home, you know, might have to worry about the kids, cooking, cleaning, you know, the regular duty stuff an adult. It'll keep your mind so busy, you know, you probably won't even ever think to ever just go in a room alone, you know, maybe shut off all the lights to make yourself real feel secluded from the world for a second, you know, maybe light a candle, anything, and just think to yourself, just recollect yourself, do that shadow work, and just think about all the shit that could be causing who you are today, and actually go through the pain that you've been trying to avoid from those experiences. Because thugging it out, actually, people be trying to avoid their pain. And pain is a beautiful process. Pain leads to growth. You feel me? You can even see it play out physically. No pain, no gain. If you don't work out and go through the pain of your muscles being sore in the morning, how the hell you gonna get big? You feel me? It goes mentally too. You know, if you don't go through the pain of these circumstances that's causing you to be held back, you never gonna grow and stop being held back from them. You feel me? So it's very important that y'all find time to yourself to, you know, let these emotions out. If you have to cry, my boy, there's nothing wrong for crying. Sis, there's nothing wrong with crying, especially if you by yourself. What the hell you trying to hold it in for? You know, let all of these emotions out. And y'all know that little rejuvenated feeling y'all feel after y'all cry? After you get done crying and shit, you done just cried your eyes out, you thinking about all the things you'd have been through, meditate. Clear your mind, clear your thoughts, just to clear your whole little, you know, just clear your whole mind. Because, you know, our minds be so crowded from putting all this shit in the back of our head our whole life. Meditation does wonders. You know, it helps release some of those, you know, some of that shit we got in the back of our head, you know. Yoga does that as well, because I don't know if y'all know this, muscles hold tension, muscles hold stress and shit like that, you feel me? So if you going your whole life and you ain't never even, it's certain muscles that you never even stretched or whatever, you got so much bottled up energy, it can lead to you having depression and not knowing where it's coming from. You just, you know, have no ambition. You can't get up in the morning. You just stay in the bed all day and night. You don't ever want to get up and go do nothing. You don't know why, but it's because you're not releasing some of this tension that you got in your muscles and in your mind, you know. So meditation and yoga are very vital, you know, along with actually transmuting the energy, you know, actually going within yourself and actually dealing with these situations, allowing you to go through that pain. And after you get done, you know, let's say you go in the room and you cried your eyes out. You probably been crying for about 30 minutes to an hour, and you just can't do it no more, right? And you done meditated and everything. Now, here comes the important part of the healing process. A lot of the times with these situations in the back of our head, we put them in the back of our head without ever having any solution for them. Like, and of course, some situations don't have a solution, but you can transform your perception on that situation, if I'm making sense. Like, because a lot of the times people get caught up and stuck into their first natural impulse reaction to situations. You know, that trauma it's the start of the trauma. When it happens, that first initiate reaction to whatever happened to you, it's like people get absorbed into that reaction and stay in that frequency. Like if you were victimized, you probably still feel like a victim to this day, if you never really went within yourself to really deal with that shit with yourself and transforming that perception to a positive one for you. For example, let's go to the most extreme. You know, it's a lot of people out here who were molested when they were kids, you know, and I was a little hesitant to touch on this topic because I know it's sensitive, but I'm hoping y'all feel me when I come on this angle. A lot of people were molested when they were little, right? And of course, that's the easiest way to stay stuck into that moment. You know, them one of the easiest moments to get stuck into and just never be able to grow from, because, you know, it's such a traumatic situation. You know, a lot of people never come back from it. But I say that to say this. I know a lady, and for obvious reasons, I'm not going to say who she is, but it's this lady I know, and she was molested when she was little. Now, of course, it's not like the situation is just, you know, it'll probably never, when you've been through something so traumatic like that, I'm not going to say that the memory will ever be a good memory, but she actually uses what happened to her almost as like a motivating tool to keep her pushing, because she looks at it like the person who molested her tried to take her power away from her. You know, they tried to really, you know, in so many words, really end her life in that moment. They tried to take all her power from her, and she makes it like a mission to basically like prove to that person like it's nothing that you could do to me to take my power. I'm still going, you know, I'm still thriving, you feel me? I'm still smiling, you know, like I'm still. And she actually coaching other people, other women who's actually been through similar shit when they were kids, you know. And to me, that's the most powerful shit you can do. Take a traumatic situation that you've been through that could easily, you know, keep you down and hold you back, and transform your perception in a way to where that situation can actually motivate you, or you actually learn from that situation and grow as a person from it. You the most powerful fucking spirit in the universe when you can do some shit like that. It's called perception control. I consider myself a perception control coach too. So back to it. You can, so here's how you can speed up your healing process and actually thug it out. You have to face those demons. You feel me? You have to allow yourself to transmute that energy, even if it involves crime, Mr. Macho. You feel me? You have to, and then after you know, gotten past that or something, you know, maybe you've cried and you know, you got a clear mind at the moment. It's time to think on that situation and transform your perception to a better one. Let's give one more example. I'm gonna do a smaller one this time. Let's say, okay, let's say it's a relationship, the most common problem, right? Let's say it's a situation where you were with a person for years, and for whatever reason, y'all split up. And we all know how painful that can be, right? Now, usually when a split up happens, what causes the pain from it, you know, for obvious reasons, you know, the first thing our mind go to is all the great times we had with the person, you know, and all the bonding we did, and, you know, and how good it was in the beginning. And there's nothing wrong with that stage, because that stage is required too. Like I say, this is, all stages are beautiful. We got to start appreciating these stages and stop trying to avoid them. So there's nothing wrong with going through that stage of remembering all the good times you have with a person. But you also have to allow yourself to transition to that next stage where you're not pondering on that anymore, and you start to think about the growth that came from the situation. You feel me? You got to start thinking about the type of shit that person did that actually helped you grow. It don't matter how toxic they was, because even if they were so damn toxic, I guarantee you it taught you not to fuck with nobody like that no more. So some growth had to come from it, right? So in a way, even if that person was so fucked up to you, they helped you grow as a person. So it really ain't no reason to hold a grudge or to take that baggage to another relationship. I want to talk about baggage a little more deeper in another video though. But what's up, man? Hey, how you doing? But you know, yeah, I'm gonna talk about baggage in another episode. Probably, I don't know if I said this too. I'm gonna be releasing at least one episode a week. I'm gonna try to anyway, at least release one episode a week, man. I hope y'all been enjoying this one. But yeah, find a way to transmute and transform your perception to one that suits your growth. That's basically the bottom line of what I'm saying. You know, I don't want this video to be too long. You know, it's the first video and everything, but you know, there's no telling how long these videos gonna be. One video might be 15 minutes, next one might be an hour, next one might only be 5 minutes. You know, I'm really not trying to put too much structure in this shit. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I hope y'all got the message. Stop running away from your traumas and claiming that you thugging it out. That's really being a coward, if we being honest. You know, if you really want to thug it out, face them demons, transmute them feelings, transmute your emotions, and transform your perception to one that actually suits you, instead of one that's keeping you trapped into a victimized mindset. It's your boy Trey Montana signing out. Thoughts and feelings are our powers. We created our minds. Don't let your mind control you. As a spirit, you're supposed to control your mind. Do not let your mind control you. Your emotional attachments is not stronger than your spiritual will. The problem is your spiritual will is attached to your emotional attachments. And right now, you emotionally attached to your first impulse reaction to you had during them situations that traumatized you and caused your triggers. If I'm making sense. Trey Montana signing out, man.